guys, I'm going to take you through my workout today. This is a workout you can do at home. All you need is a pair of dumbbells. Whatever weight you've got is good. I've got 3 kilos here. For me, this is pretty good for me, but whatever weight suits you. You want to make it challenging, but not too heavy, because we're going to be using these weights like throughout the whole workout, and it's going to be a continual workout. So it's not a really heavy workout, but it is going to increase your strength, fitness, and flexibility. Not as much in this one, but a little bit with the warm-up and with some of the exercises. So let's get into it. I'm going to do a warm-up now. So we want to step back on one leg, raise up the same arm, and this is going to stretch out the front of the thighs, so you feel a stretch here, and maybe up in the abs and the arms as well. This is going to stretch out that whole front line. Change sides. Keep doing this. We're going to do about 10 of these. So this is just a easy way to warm up and stretch the body at the same time. If you want to do more intense warm up, you can do a jog or do some skipping before that. Alright, so now we're going to stretch the hamstrings. So put one foot in front of the other about 45 degrees. Reach down, bend the knees slightly. You want to keep your back straight here as much as you can. You should feel the stretch in the hamstrings. It's a pretty good stretch. And then on the outside, you feel it more on the outside. So this is a really good one to warm up the hamstrings and to prevent injury, because many people have tight hamstrings, so this is a really good way to prevent that and fix that. Now do the other side. Okay, so have your feet wide apart, wider than shoulder width. You want to reach down to one foot, bend this knee that you're reaching down towards, and then across to the other foot. So this is stretching out our adductors. Okay, move your feet in a little bit to about hip width. Squat down and reach forward. So like a regular squat, this one, but you're also stretching the back of the arm that you're reaching. Alright, let's get into the workout. Okay, so this is the squat and press. So you can use 2 dumbbells, but I'm just going to use 1 today. And I probably could do heavier than this, but this is what I've got at home, so I'm using this, but use whatever weight is good for you. And we're going to do 10 on each side. So squat down, hand at the shoulder, squat up, back down. Make sure you squeeze the butt every time you come up and really push and power through your legs. Alright, so do the same on the other side. So most of the effort is in the legs for this one. You're really using your legs to push your arm up at the same time, because you're getting more power. So full body exercise, we're using the shoulders, we're using the butt, we're using the legs, we're using the core as well. Alright, so now we're going to just do some static lunges. So give our arms a break a little bit. We're going to be using the legs in this one. So 10 on each side, hold both weights. Down as low as you feel comfortable, but you don't want to have your knee on the ground, come back up, and every time you come up, squeeze and make sure your hips are square. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in front of the thigh on the back leg. And also my front knee, you can see it's coming down to about 90 degrees. So that's where you want to aim to go, but if you can't get there, just go as low as you feel comfortable. Alright, so same on the other side. So when you do static lunges, you should really feel a burn in your legs if you're doing it correctly and you're using enough weight. Or even if you're not using weight, you'll still feel a burn in your legs. That's why I really like this exercise, because it really works the legs and the butt as well. This exercise is quite different and quite complex, so be sure to pay attention for this because you probably haven't seen it elsewhere. It's a really good one. It's called the YTWL. It's going to use our back and our arm and move in the full range of motion for all the movements together. So it's like 4 movements per rep, but we're only doing 4 reps per set, so don't worry. So you want to have your feet apart but close together, so your heel's in line with your toe. You can bend the back knee with this one. You want to bring whichever arm you're using. I'm using my right arm. Bring your arm down across the front of your knee. Try to keep your back straight as you do this. Bring your arm up, then you come down again. You bring it out, then you come down again. You want to bend your elbow, and then again bring that elbow in. So it's up, out, bent, and then bent in. Straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in. We're going to do it one more time. Straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in. So for this one, depending on what weight you have, if you've got like 5 kilos, you probably don't want to use 5 kilos for this one. So you could use preferably a lower weight. However, if you don't have one, just use body weight to start with. You're still going to get your arm moving and your back is still going to be working. So same thing on the other side now. Straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in. Straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in. We've got 2 more to go. Straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in, straight arm up, straight arm out, bent arm out, bent arm in. And when your arm's straight, make sure it's fully straight for both of these first 2, and that it's bent about 90 degrees for that one. And this one, same thing, but you want your elbow right in to your under your rib cage. So that's it for that one. And now we're just going to do some lateral raises. So these are a bit more common. You probably see people do them at the gym maybe. You can have your feet slightly apart for this, and run your arms slightly straight, and bring your arms up. So just going to do 10 of these. Really good for the shoulders and for your entire arms. And the chest a little bit as well. This next one is tricep extension. So depending on what weight you have, you can use 1 dumbbell or you can use 2. If you're only using like 2 or 3 kilos, you probably want to use 2. So I'm going to use 2 here. It's a bit easier to balance with 1, but when you're at home, you're going to make do with what you got. So Have your feet slightly apart. You want to make sure you're standing up straight, engage the core, and that your shoulders are back as well. So you can put your hands together, or if you're holding just one, just hold just one. And bring your arms back. Make sure your back is straight, and bend your elbows down to about 45 or 35 degrees, or almost all the way, and extend all the way up. So you should feel your triceps working here. Make sure you extend your arms all the way every time. Unless you feel like you physically can't do it, then maybe you're doing a bit too heavy, so try a lighter weight next time. It's the last one. Alright, so that was pretty good for this weight. So that was 60 kilos for me, which is lighter than what I do at the gym, but I still got a pretty good workout from that set. Okay, so next thing is just bicep curls. So I'll probably stand side on with this. Again, with any exercise like this that's isolated, and you're standing up, make sure you're engaging your core and that your back is straight, your shoulders are back, your head is also back. You don't want to be like this. So these are just little things that people probably generally don't think about, but it's important to think about, because if you're doing any exercise in the wrong posture, you're just wasting your time, and two, you're actually setting yourself up for injury or bad posture, or yeah. So make sure your posture is good. So bring your elbows in. You want to hold your arms out. Pretty simple. Bring them up, and then bring them down slowly. Up quickly, down slowly. So you should feel your biceps working in this. If not, you might just need the heavier weight. Alright, okay, so this exercise is kind of like the squat and press that we did in the first round, the first exercise we did, but this is a deadlift, so it's different to a squat. So, same setup, have your feet hip width apart and your arm out in front. You're going to push your hips back and your butt back, and you want to make sure you're engaging your core and then your back is straight as possible. So if you have a mirror, do it in front of a mirror. I don't have a mirror here because I'm talking to you guys, but yeah, just follow along. So coming down, back straight, core is engaged, and then bring your arm up like a squat or press. Same principle, down slowly, power up, squeeze the butt, use the legs to push up. On each side. Same thing, pushing the hips back by bending and pushing up. Okay, so this last one here is the prone drag, and this one is just working the abs mainly and the arms as well. And yeah, I really love doing this one in the gym, and normally I use a Viper for it, but here we're just using a dumbbell, which is pretty good still. And yeah, so let's get into it. So you want to have the dumbbell just an inch below your hands, and you're going to bring it across with the opposite hand. So right hand, and grab the dumbbell, bring it across, left hand, bring it across. So the main thing you want to be making sure here is that your hips are not doing this, twisting. You want to keep that core engaged and keep those hips straight and the legs straight. If your hips move a little bit, that's okay, but just try to avoid it as much as you can. Because here my hips are moving a little bit. I'm not perfect at this exercise. Alright, so that's it. This is a full body workout, so we used everything here. We used our core, we used our butt, we used our legs, we used our arms, we used our shoulders, we used our back. So great way to work out at home. That was 8 exercises. I just did one round there to show you guys, but you want to do that 3 times. So you can either do the whole 8 exercises, 1 round, and then do 3 rounds of that, or you can do 3 sets per each exercise. And also with the exercises, you want to set them up so you're doing like one and then the other. So for example, like I just showed you those last 2, the deadlift to press and the prone drag. You do the deadlift to press 1 set, 10 on 10, and then you do the prone drag up to about 20. If you can, do 20, which you should be able to do if you're just using a dumbbell. It's not too difficult. And yeah, so do 3 sets of each. At least 2 if you push for time or whatever. You can just do 2 and still get a decent workout, but do 3 if you can. Always do the warm-up. You can do that warm-up, or you can do another warm-up that you prefer, but I really like that one, at least just to stretch out. You can do like more cardio if you want, and make sure you stretch as well. And I'm going to do more videos on stretching in the future, but I'm not going to record that here because the camera setup. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and give it a like if you like this video. Subscribe for more workouts because I'm going to do plenty more in the future. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.